Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again. 52-51. Illinois.
Ryan, baby, shout out to a business. My girl, she got mad at me because she don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to witness. Well, freedom is from now until that girl get on my business. Do this, I ain't joshing on the ground like Eric Costin. Sit and grab a drink, you talking what you wanted. It's mostly you don't know me when it drop, then I'm mostly what they poppin'. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I'll be locked in.
Sports Show YYC, that's the handle or handles. It's a lot of handles. You're going to want to get it. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. More importantly, you're listening, but you could also be viewing. Sports Show TV on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. That would be great. But here we are doing our very special marquee.
Yeah.
Second Tuesday of every month, 11:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. It plays twice because they can't get enough of us in one day. At least that's how we feel. Greatest radio station, the CJSW, CJSW.com, 90.9 FM. Of course, you're listening live right now. If not, you can always go to CJSW.com and listen to the replay. And of course, above that, you can always follow us on Spotify, Podbean, and iTunes, really across all the channels. To get the filler for the rest of the week. It's almost like the Botox in between the real show. It's just filler. It's 3 weeks of filler.
You need it weekly, not like every 6 months.
You know, when you go down that path, it's a slippery slope.
Yes, it is.
It's a slippery slope.
I know a little about that world. Yeah.
You do, hey?
It's true. And you know what, ladies, and mostly ladies, actually there's a new thing. A lot of guys are getting it now.
Well, why not?
Well, sure.
Why not?
But I'm just going to say something. A lot of pretty ladies are getting it thinking they need to get it because, maybe they see a wrinkle that we can't see, but they see it, whatever, blah, blah.
That's not the point, Mitch.
The point is it gets too much. Oh, got to do that. And, buddy, I've seen beautiful women turn into, like, pin cushions. Like, it looks like now it looks like a bug or a bee bit them and they're like, you know what I mean? It can get too much.
That's the histamine.
That's the histamine part.
That's right. That's right. It'll get you. No, it's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery
It's like
slope.
going for massages.
Yeah.
Once you go once, you book every month.
It's true. It's true. It's the Sports Show, episode 206. My boy Dimitri and Mitch here. Here we go. We only have half an hour. We can't even fool around. I mean, the Botox stuff, I could go for hours. Dimitri, I want to start this episode hot. I'm going to start it off hot.
Is it about as red hot as that jersey you're wearing?
Forget about it. Hey,
Whoa.
listen, it's Saturday, so the Flames are going into Game 3. We'll get into that in a few seconds. But before that, I want to talk about something that's about to happen in a couple of weeks from now. It's been the hot topic. It's Wimbledon saying no to the Russian players. Dimitri, I got to ask you. Yeah, I told you we're going hot.
Starting?
Look,
it's 8:30 in the morning,
I know.
buddy.
Djokovic came in. Tsitsipas came in. A lot of major players, other people going, hey, come on. The Russian players, it's not their fault that the guy that's running the joint is a little off and a little kooky. Thoughts on the Russian players not invited to the party in Wimbledon?
Look, I got to backtrack this a little bit. A while ago, remember when we talked about when Ovechkin, they took his name off the sticks
That's
in
correct.
CCM?
Yep.
But here's the difference. They still let him play hockey.
Right.
Now, I actually agreed with CCM from the standpoint of, look, it's just, it's a business now. It's like, look, we just got to take your name off the stick right now. We got to sell these sticks. We got to make some money. When things kind of settle down, guess what? We're going to bring you back in. I equate it to Godfather #1. Hey, Corleone, look, you got to do a little bit of the bad business. Hide out in Sicily for a bit. Take it easy. When the dust settles, I'll work on things here. I'll bring you back. That's fine. I get that. I don't get this one because they still let him play. Here, you mean to tell me that you're not letting a person play because they're Russian?
Yeah.
Like that's,
I know.
Like all it is, now we're getting to the point where I never realized, Wimbledon, you're racist.
There might be a racist card here. I don't know.
I threw it up. No, I just this one I can't believe. I can understand if Lacoste says, "Look, okay, we gotta maneuver here.
No shirts for you.
Okay, Uniqlo, all the whatever the sponsor is, Rolex, the iconic sponsors for tennis.
Right.
Okay, I get that. Or really anyone who mass produces white shorts.
Right. True. Also a good point.
That's a big gig. But to cut the actual player is crazy.
I think it's a little much. I'm with you, partner. My humble opinion is this. This is not going to make relations better. So the whole thing, Wimbledon, I kind of see what you're trying to do here. But do you think Putin is actually going, what? They cut you guys? What?
Oh, we got to stop this.
Well, all of a sudden, guys, pull back. Our guys can't go. Medvedev can't go to the Wimbledon. No, that's not. It hasn't stopped them now. It's not gonna stop. But I kind of get the idea of it. But on the side of it, it's like, to your point, just okay. Maybe the sponsor thing is where you guys hit them, not the actual player, because the player legitimately has no control here, and he's not obviously over there, doing anything bad. It's kind of it's a touch-22. It's a touchy subject. Yeah, I brought it up. You know why? Because it's the kind of sports show it is. We just talk about the hard issues. Hey.
There's no messing around
That's
in
right.
our little half-hour segment.
That's right. Well, I do think that you're right. I think hit them where the sponsors are, because that's what everyone else has been doing.
I understand
but to not let the player come over, and that's obviously both on the female and the male side. It's a little much. You're not making them happy. So next year, hopefully, this is all resolved. All of a sudden, they just show up to the party and they're like, "Hey, we're back. Come on over."
Oh, that old
thing?
Come on.
It was...
Can't take it seriously. Come
Yeah,
on.
no,
You know what I
man,
mean?
come on now.
It's like the bad invite, right? Like, if you're dating someone and then you break up and then you can't invite the other half anymore because they were by association. But then when you see them out, hey, Bob, how you? Yeah, oh, well, I always liked you. Yeah, you know how it is.
You know how it is.
Hey,
Maggie and the kids, they get along.
Hey, you want to come back in? She's out. Yeah. You can't do that.
You can't do it.
This is a little too far.
That's a
little
much.
too far.
You know what? Speaking of going too far, we're not going far enough. It's time for the NHL playoffs. We are right in the middle of it. Game 3 and all the series have started up last week. If you didn't catch it, episode 205, download it right away. Why? Because Johnny Hockey, the original Johnny Hockey from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, he's a guy, 14-year-old kid that's been running with us since he was 10.
We found him at 10.
Yeah, we found him at 10. He comes in. You don't believe us? Download the episode. Analytics through the roof. This kid knows what he's doing. He's a spark plug. I love this kid. He's amazing. He's funny. And he gave us the rundown. So this week, hey, we only got, like Dimitri said, a half an hour to tell you everything that's going on, especially in the world of the NHL. Dimitri, let's talk about what's going on. Round 1 has started. It's Florida and Washington. Last week, it was consensus. All three of us took Florida. The series is now tied at 1. They're going to go at it tonight. Dimitri, thoughts on Florida and Washington and the series so far?
Very simple. I didn't realize that a Panther was the same way as a bear. When you poke it and you wake it up, you're in big trouble. I really think Florida now, woke up after game 1. Again, high team, did well in the regular season. New to this, right? New at being the big Panther on campus,
Isn't that
if you
the
will.
way to say it? Yeah.
And I think they just woke up the old Panther, because I'm pretty sure Panther's a French term. Regardless,
right.
I think they're going to run wild on the Capitals.
Yeah, in hindsight, I agree. We'll find out tonight if they still got it, because they're back in Washington. Big game for them. But to your point, sometimes what's that old saying Mike Tyson says? You can prepare all you want, but no one's prepared until they get punched in the mouth, basically. This was it. Florida, number 1 team, won the President's Trophy, thought they had this. A lot of people had them winning 4 straight. Washington punches them in the face, and they're like, you think you're going to win this? No. They came out blazing in game 2, and so now maybe this woke up the crazy President's Cup Panther team. We'll find out. From there, we go to the game that headed up yesterday, Toronto versus Tampa Bay. That series was tied 2-1. It's now Toronto up 2-1. They put the boots to Tampa Bay. Big play by the goalie, Jack Campbell, at the end of the third period. Big save on Stamkos. Toronto wins yesterday 5-3. Couple empty netters. But hey, I digress. 5-2, 5-3. Either which way, Toronto up 2-1. Thoughts on this one?
What I tell you.
You did.
What I tell you.
You said it.
Look. This is typical Toronto, okay? It's round 1, off to a hot start, doing good. What we're all waiting for now is the collapse of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
This is what we're waiting for.
But this time it's different, because if you listen to last week, or as Mitch said, if you haven't, go back to listen to Johnny Hockey, the smartest mind in all sports.
Very, very bright.
It's actually crazy, this kid. Yeah. Great hair, by the way,
nice
too.
Hair.
Fantastic, man.
It really is.
I never asked him if he styles it himself.
Quick thing. Did you notice the voice thing?
What I tell you about
he's growing up in front of us.
That's what I don't know if I like it.
The days are long and the years are short.
We might have to find a new Johnny Hockey. Part of his whole thing was that
he was the whole
charming voice.
You're getting too old, Johnny.
Now he sounds like a man.
Get out of here.
It's a ruthless business, show business. We haven't even made it and we're cutting people. That's brutal.
No, let's do it.
But what I said was that the Toronto Maple Leafs, they need a team to play up to,
right?
Not a team that they should be beating, like in years the Boston Bruins, the Columbus Blue Jackets, so on and so forth. So this is good for them. But here's what I like about this whole thing.
Yeah.
If you notice, Toronto is finding a way to score.
Yes.
Even in their losses, they're popping in 3. In both of their wins, they're throwing in 5. They're finding ways to score. This is a big problem for Tampa.
I agree. Last week I said it. I'll give you a little snip of what I said. I said, hey, Toronto, how do you go against a two-time Stanley Cup champions in the Tampa Bay Lightning, especially when they got the best goalie? Sure doesn't look that way right now. Vasilevsky, I'm not putting it on him. It's just he's not playing to that caliber that I thought he was going to play and knock out Toronto. So I'm down in that one, 2-1.
Now, we're not stats guys, but the funny stat about Vasilevsky is that after game 1, if you think he's never lost back-to-back games.
Yes,
now, is that going to be the case?
That could be the case.
We'll find out here on the Sports Show, CJSW 90.9 FM.
In 1 month's time, as they're in round 3, you'll never know what happened. From there, we go to Carolina taking on Boston. Carolina was putting the boots. Here's a team that's filled, and I don't care how big a hockey fan you are. Johnny Hockey has taught us one thing, that everyone's good that's in the National Hockey League. I respect it. But from a let's call it jersey point of view, like a sales point of view, Carolina's as bland as it gets. Like, I don't know anybody on this team except for 2 guys, and one happens to be the coach.
Yeah, they're like the cheeseburger.
They're the cheeseburger.
You don't really want to order it because you want to get fancy.
That's right.
But it's good.
But you know what else they are? What have we said? They're consistent. They're like the keg, really, at the end of the day. They're good. They're good. They're always good. They took a 2-0 lead on Boston. They head to Boston yesterday, and Boston said, hey, whoa. Hey, you got a charge over here? I'm going to take it out. It's It's Boston that comes back and wins that series 2-1. Does Carolina get a little nervous now?
No, they can't get nervous, right? This is why you play 7 games. This is why it's a best of 7 series. I still think Carolina. Again, the Carolina kegs.
The Carolina kegs.
Okay, hey.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to get a 3-course ribeye steak at a premium price like that?
I'll tell you, nowhere.
Yeah. The only thing, the keg, dessert, work on it.
That's a thing. But they give it to you for free if it's your birthday or something.
It's like watching the Olympics on the uneven bars. The whole thing's looking great, and then the dismount, that could lose you. It could cost you.
You got a point.
That's all I have to say.
It's a good point. It's a great point. For me, Carolina, you know what? Again, they're kind of like Florida. They need to get punched in the mouth. Mind you, Boston's punches probably got a little bit heavier fist. It's a bigger punch, but we'll see. Because playing in Boston, I bet you that's one of the most intimidating. If you look at all the teams in the playoffs, I would say Boston might be up there, like top 3, my humble opinion.
I think in that whole region, if you think you have New York, Boston, Philadelphia, that's a tough road trip.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The fans are just great people.
Good people.
Always, very calm. Right? Barely swear.
No,
don't consume that many beers, probably.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. Looks great. From there, we head to the last game in the Eastern Conference. It's the New York Rangers, who I pegged as the scariest team in the league, against Dimitri's favorite team, his team of teams. It's the Pittsburgh Penguinos. The series tied at 1. First game went to 5 or 6 overtimes.
Yeah, triple.
Triple. Was it triple?
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't?
79
so it was 2
shots.
games. It was 2 games. Then. 2 games.
They played 2 games.
They played 2 games.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? That series?
Well, my thoughts is if you get into the second game and you win, you should have an automatic 2-0 series lead.
I feel
that's how
that's
they should change.
Point.
Hey, NHL, change overtime. If it goes into 6 periods, that's 2 games right there.
That's a good point.
That would make the game impactful. Could you imagine you're down 3-2, you do one of those, and series is over.
And everyone's favorite, Joey Domingue, he came in to cover the bases.
Listen.
Louis Domingue, sorry. I called him Joey.
Listen.
Joey's his brother.
He's Russian. He couldn't come.
He couldn't make it.
They didn't let him.
Yeah, they didn't let him.
He was slated for Wimbledon. Look, Pittsburgh's in trouble, man. Like, they won't get Tristan Jarry until after this series if they get through it. And let's call it what it is. It's the New York Shesterkins.
Yes.
End of story. End of story.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's getting their chances. They're doing their thing. They're running their 3rd-string goalie. They have to now for the remainder of this season, or series, excuse me. It looks that way. Had it not been I'd still be confident that Pittsburgh will make it through. But quite frankly, I don't know. This is a big hit for them.
It's a huge hit. It's gonna be their Achilles heel. It's gonna end their series for sure. It has to. Look, I just really enjoy saying Louis Domingue, so I want him to keep winning.
Yeah.
Just to keep going with it. But yeah, I mean, he cannot carry this team. I'm sorry. It's kind of evident. We saw it. Pittsburgh, great seeing you guys.
Pittsburgh.
Thanks for coming.
They have yellow jerseys. He should be the Lemon Domingue.
Lemon Domingue. I like that.
Not Lou. Lemon.
Lemon. From there, we head over to the West, and it's Colorado, who the entire season was the number one team. And then right at the end, Florida ran right by them to the finish line to become the president.
They were looking back.
They were looking back. They were like, wait, what? Got right by them.
I'm going to win this thing.
It's like me on a Peloton. Whoop, right around the corner. And then who are they taking on? They're taking on the Nashville. The Predators would be the team that most people would be scared of if it wasn't for their goalie actually going down as well, Saros. And in this case, it's Colorado putting the boots to them. They're up 2-0. Dimitri, the only thing I have a problem with Colorado is like, hey, take it easy. The team's a little down, and what do? They go and beat them up pretty badly both times. Well, mind you, the second time was in overtime, but still. Yeah. I don't like the way Colorado's treating the Nashville.
Listen, the Colorado Cobra Kai have one thing on mind, and that is the Stanley Cup, okay?
That's a good one.
Sweep the leg. But Sensei,
down.
I said sweep the leg, okay? And that's all they're doing. Get him, Colorado. Get him.
Put him in a body bag, McKinnon. Yeah, man, you're absolutely right, and I love that name, the Colorado Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
I love it. I love it.
What we do here.
Yeah, sorry, Nashville, you're gone. You'll be gone really soon. So hey, relax. Golf season's about to start.
More like Loserville.
Yeah, seriously. But I am excited about tonight. Tonight's the first game in Nashville, and they are, I said earlier, top 3, easily top 3.
It's the hidden Vegas.
It's the hidden Vegas.
It's the new Vegas.
That's
actually.
right. That's
for
right.
all those that haven't been to Nashville.
Should we go?
I've been.
You've been?
Oh, yeah.
You did the Nashville?
I've done the
How
Nashville.
have we not talked about this?
I don't know. It never came up.
Let's talk about this after.
We'll talk about it right here on the CJSW 90.9 FM. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Mitch and I talking. We're doing a little NHL roundup.
Yeah.
We did the East. We're now a little bit into the West.
Right.
But you can always go back and listen to it. Mitch, what we got next on the series?
This one I think is the heavyweight fight of all the series. It's Minnesota taking on St. Louis. That one started off with St. Louis with a big punch in the mouth to a Minnesota team that a lot of people picked, but everyone picked that it's going to go to Game 7. Minnesota, as of last night, takes a 2-1 lead. Minnesota's starting to wake up, and this is the team that everyone was a little nervous about. Thoughts?
Yeah, I still think this is like a 7-game series.
Yeah,
I just don't know what's going to happen. You got the Blues come in and blank them, then Minnesota responds heavily. Then it's a very close game. They win Game 3. I still just don't know. Sometimes you look and say, oh, okay, like Florida we talked about. Oh, they just woke up the Panther.
Right.
Look out. I actually still don't know.
Real quick, what were your thoughts on Fleury starting Game 1 instead of Talbot? So Talbot takes this team all the way through.
Dumbest thing ever, okay? Dumbest thing. Look, in my opinion, that was the dumbest thing ever.
Right.
Just keep going. You brought Fleury in to be the supplement piece, not the starting piece.
Right.
And now, what's the message you're sending? Didn't he just ride them in there? Is he not the guy that so anyways, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, for me, I couldn't agree more. It's like you got them for the insurance policy. So use them for you don't go and crash your car because you got insurance on purpose to see how the policy works.
That's right. It's like you don't start Nick Foles for the regular season and put Carson Wentz in the playoffs.
That's right.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around. We head off to LA. Why? Because it's Edmonton versus LA. That series now 2-1. Talk about a punch in the mouth. The LA Kings take Game 1 in a thriller. Then Game 2, Edmonton fan, I'm sure Edmonton media, just north of us here, probably went psycho, going crazy, saying, what is happening to us? Mitch can't be right. You can't trade McDavid at the end of the season. Edmonton now on a rampage. Dimitri, thoughts on this one?
This should be over in 4.
Yeah.
It should have been. Mike Smith, let's call it what it is. He ruined it.
You
don't go up the pipe, man.
What are you doing?
Everyone knows
But hey,
that.
Edmonton fan, you knew that he's capable of doing this. That's your own fault for Game 1. I'm just going to say that.
I love that they started him in Game 2, obviously.
Sure.
You don't want to penalize him. He is your goaltender going. And look, big response. And Edmonton, they're just going to keep going with this.
Right.
This will be over sooner than later. And I told you what I've been saying.
You've been saying it. Oh, I've heard you say it.
Teams like Toronto and Edmonton, they are not the best teams in the NHL.
Right.
They're not. But they have they have the it factor. They got the look.
Right.
You know, it's they have something about them that if they get going, they can really get going. And I think Edmonton's starting to figure that out now. Now they got some real confidence.
Right.
Real confidence.
I
that's
agree.
gonna be tough,
I mean,
man.
when you put on 8 goals last night, 6 the other night, yeah. And you know, let's call it what it is. Hey, LA, you earned your way into the playoffs. You were, you know, the 3rd seed. Good on you. Problem is, you guys are not, like, there's no talent there outside of Kopitar. Like, I'm sorry. I watched you guys yesterday. Down 2-0 early. You ain't coming back from that. 1 goal? Yeah, maybe. 2? No. Who's going to score these goals?
Couple pieces away. Just they're a little too early.
Yeah.
They're a little too early.
They remind me of the team that the boys are playing. It's Calgary taking on Dallas. Game 1 goes to Calgary, 1-0 win. Game 2, I won't lie to you. I said to myself, I didn't like the whole Calgary game 1. I don't need them to score 10 goals. I just need them to put the puck in the net when the time is there. Dallas is playing a little bit of a shutdown. Hey, Minnesota, congratulations. There's a team that's more boring than you. It's the Dallas Stars. Series tied at 1. We're off to Dallas tonight. Dimitri, thoughts on this series and where does it go?
Look, it's clear to me, and I'm not saying this because I'm a homer, that Calgary is not just the better team. They're by far the better team.
True.
They're outplaying them everywhere. They're faster. They're stronger. They're doing everything. They've run into a hot goaltender. Right. But what I'm also seeing is, look, in game 2, they also made the goalie look a lot better than what he actually is. I mean, how many times? They weren't getting quality chances.
No, I agree.
They were just putting shots on net. They were right in the breadbasket. I mean, geez. I could have saved some of those shots, right?
So I got carried away.
Well,
Continue.
you know what? I was quite limber in my day.
Yeah.
I had a blocker side, Mitchell. But no, it wasn't. You know, this was tough. But look, I find that the Flames are content with trying to win the hard way,
right?
When they actually can just stop overdoing it, just relax a little and win the easy way. You know, they can get more by this guy.
I agree with you. But Captain Gus, that was here a couple of weeks ago on the sports show, he said it the best. He goes, it depends on how Johnny plays. And, you know, he had an MVP caliber year. Johnny's playing great. I don't think he's the problem. But I do notice that we depend on that number 1 line a lot. In fact, go back to game 1, last seconds of the game, we're only up 1-0. And Sutter says, hey, not the 4th line to go out and grind the puck, 1st line. And that was one of the best shifts I've ever seen by any 1st line. And what did they do? They just pinned Dallas back. Right, you got a guy that's on his way to making $10 million next year, and that's in Johnny Hockey. Kachuk and Lindholm holding back the fort. That's what they need to do, but that's not their game. And I want to see Johnny and the boys produce a little bit more. To your point, I agree. But I get a little nervous because this city, man, let's just call it what it is. Sometimes we just always have to do things the hard way. It's never easy for us.
We're flying way too close to the sun.
Yeah.
We don't need to. I think they're playing over aggressive.
Yeah,
they're playing into the hands of just like as Greeks, okay?
Yeah.
In 2004 we won the Euro Cup with stellar defense, right, and people played into our game. That was one. We're playing into Dallas. We're just playing into Dallas's game of just trap. But I got to say one thing before we move on, because I see the minute mark.
Yeah,
where the heck have Sagan and Ben gone?
They're gone. They left.
Like, that's what you're gonna get for 13 minutes. Look, Flames fan, let me explain something to you. You're worried about paying Kachuk and Gaudreau and arguably those two guys $12-13 million of fair market value. Yeah, go be a Dallas fan.
Yeah, seriously.
Go be a Dallas fan. We're okay.
But that's why people are nervous, because that drop-off is huge, right? It's huge. Yeah, from there, let's jump over to the NBA real quick. We'll go through the series. They're also in their playoffs. It's Miami taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. That series is now 2-1. Who do you like in that one? Or do you think Miami will just close out 76ers?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm actually stunned how well that Miami. I didn't believe in them.
No one did, and that's why they ended up number 1 in the East, because everyone says, they'll fall. No, they're here. But the best series of all is the Celtics and the Bucks, defending champs against a team that everyone believes might actually be the champ this year. Boston and Milwaukee tied at one apiece. Thoughts on that one real quick?
Listen, you know us. We want to cheer for the Greek Freak. That's our guy. That's our jam.
Yeah,
He's
that's what we
basically
do.
our god brother.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but whatever.
No, he is.
Yeah, he is. Okay, so here's the thing. I still think the Celtics are going to pull through, Mitch. They're just too. They're the Carolinas. They're too consistent.
I hear you.
They're the kegs of the NBA right now.
I got to go with the Bucks on this one. I just think Giannis and the boys are just. You know what? When Giannis goes, no one can stop Giannis. He's a train. That guy. From there, we go over to Phoenix, and it's the Mavericks that are going to play the number one team in the West. Phoenix up 2-1. It's Luka time. Luka is basically playing 5-on-1. And he won yesterday by himself.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Dallas, get this guy more help.
Yeah.
Okay, just get him more help. You're going to run through this every time in the playoffs. You're going to make it every year, and then you're going to get disappointed because this guy's going to be doing too much. And you know what happens to a young guy full of piss and vinegar like that? He ends up leaving because he doesn't want to do it anymore.
It's true.
Okay, so be careful. Get this guy some help.
It's true.
Spend the money.
Hey,
Cube.
do it.
Hey, Cube. You got some cabbage. We know.
You're on that Shark Tank. Put him in one of those investments.
Come on. Sell an app. Get some money on that team.
And the last series, it's the Grizzlies taking on Golden State. This series tied at 1. This one's a chippy one. This one could be a hockey game, this one. They don't like each other.
Hey, everything is in line for Golden State to win the championship.
So
That's
true.
all that's going. They're just going to do the right matchups.
That's
just
right.
the right matchups.
From there, we go to everyone's favorite segment. It's Rapid Banter. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Jack Harlow is the hottest rapper today. Be honest, if you walked into the studio right now here at CJSW, would you know who he is?
Absolutely not.
It's true. Buddy, he's the biggest thing. I hear his name everywhere. Yeah. I look at him and he just looks like a Gary to me. He looks like a guy named Gary. That's it.
I still think it's just a mixed drink.
Gretzky picked in his NHL pool, Calgary to beat Edmonton, traitor or realistic?
That's why he's the great one.
Flame fans are amongst the least thirsty when it comes to consuming beers at the Dome. Fake news or seems about right?
No, have you had a Dome beer? 1 = 5. I argue that point.
The Cincinnati Reds started 2-2. Since then, 1-20. Should they pack it in or, there is another 100 games left.
They still won 1.
Kenny Pickett, he's the new quarterback taken in this year's NFL draft. He played for the Pittsburgh Panthers, actually, of the University of Pittsburgh. Problem is, a lot of recruits didn't like him because he has small hands. Are small hands overrated?
Connie's, circus folk. Small hands. Smell like cabbage. That's Austin Powers. I don't know if anyone. It made sense to me, okay?
Yeah. Last one. A 100-year-old man from Brazil broke the Guinness Book of World Records. Why? He stayed employed at the same company for 84 years. Great RSP plan or great dental plan?
How sad is it if you're 34 and you're getting axed because the 100-year-old guy's still on the job?
What just happened? Not his own company. 84 years working for somebody else. And he's like, I'll be there Monday morning.
You're right. That defined benefit plan.
It must be through the roof.
Wow.
Here we go. It's our last segment. It's this one's actually everyone's favorite, I think.
Mitch, I'm looking at the time. We got 1 minute for
all right,
pass
here we
or
go.
fail.
Pass or fail. Here we go. It's all right. Let's just do Mother's Day's gift. It's Mother's Day tomorrow.
Simple.
It's
Perfect.
easy. Flowers.
Pass.
Socks.
Fail.
No, socks.
Fail. No, that's Father's Day. That's
dinner.
Father's Day.
You make dinner.
Pass.
Shawls.
I think pass.
I think a shawl's nice.
I think I don't get it, but they'll get it.
All right, here it is. Gift card.
Fail.
Makeup.
Fail.
Last one. Leave her alone.
Fail.
She wants to be left alone on Mother's Day.
It's a bait.
It's a bait,
you know
call?
what? I don't want anything. I don't want nothing. I don't want anyone to do anything for me. But deep down, that's the test. That's the test. That's like saying,
I would've failed.
I don't want you to pay for the tab, but I do want you to at least reach for your wallet. Just like you, Roster. I want you to reach for your phones. I want you to reach for your desktop. I want you to reach for everything and type in Sports Show TV on the YouTube channel at Sports Show YYC. But more importantly, what I want you to reach for is that CJSW.com 90.9 FM. Keep it on the dial. Listen to what's going after. Listen to what's going on before. We want to thank everything. Episode 206, Sports Show. One for the books, but we got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers. Thank you so much, Roster. Have a great week.
See ya. So the other one was, so I saw the Rangers.
Right.
The Yankees were at a Rangers game. And the Yankees were trying to chug the beers.
Oh, okay.
And so I said to myself, hey, Which league is the best at chugging beers?
Opportunity.
Golfers.
You know what? Secretly, I think.
Secretly, I think they could do okay.
But then again, no.
If you got Daly there, you might
I was gonna
have
say
them.
Daly probably is. Yeah, no.
Rugby players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tennis players.
No, they sip wine.
UFC fighters. I don't want them drinking anything.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't think so. I don't. Maybe. Yeah.
Curlers.
Big beer.
Big beer.
Big time.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna go with that one,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but it is what it is.
Fair enough.
You
You got it.
mostly what they bopping. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.